interesting article here on the F1chronicle.com concerning the popularity of Formula One itself and how George Russell, one of its most prominent drivers and of course the most recent man to win a Grand Prix, winning sensationally in Montreal last weekend, he's not ruling out a popularity collapse. Of course, Formula One has been booming for the last 10 or so years, ever since Drive to Survive has really come into the fray. But at the end of the day, all good things must come to an end, and people have been asking, when is the slump in Formula One going to occur? When's the popularity of it in general going to decline? Well, it hasn't happened yet, but Russell is not ruling that out, and here's why. I'll go into exactly why here for you guys on the F1chronicle.com as always. So George Russell has warned Formula One to stay alert in order to avert a slump in popularity. Among other key members of the F1 circus, including Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, other active drivers, and Brad Pitt, the sport celebrated the New York premiere of its new Hollywood feature film on Monday, of course, F1. You'll be left in no doubt as to what that film is about. In the real Formula One world though, Montreal pole sitter and winner George Russell, who is also in New York this week, finds himself politically entangled with the sport, often at particular loggerheads with the current FIA regime. F1's Liberty Media-led commercial side, however, is absolutely thriving, but Russell warned that amid the difficult political climate, he is not tempted to step down as co-director of the GPDA. No, the Mercedes driver told motorsporttotal.com, because right now we are riding a wave as a sport, but if you fall off the wave, things can go downhill very quickly. So we all need to remain very vigilant and not take Formula One's current position for granted. Russell hailed Liberty Media and F1 CEO Stefano Domenicali for successfully taking the sport to a much broader audience. But it's like a Jenga tower, he said. If a single piece falls, the entire structure can collapse. So we mustn't let up now while we're in this strong position. The upswing can disappear just as unexpectedly as it came. That's why this phase is perhaps more crucial than ever. It's like that old adage in football, isn't it? You know, strengthen from a position of strength. If you win the league title, keep buying, keep improving your squad, never rest on your laurels. And I think that very much does go for Formula One as well. It can't take this success for granted. It needs to keep innovating, keep expanding, keep making itself more accessible, more palatable to audience, basically. And you know, in fairness, they are doing that. There is a Formula One movie, Drive to Survive, is still doing really well on Netflix. There are other motorsport series on there as well, such as the Formula One Academy series. It's on Netflix now as well. Formula One is still booming. Of course, that can of course slump away if the 2026 regulations of course are a bit of a dud. Then that will not help its popularity. If the title fight this season ends prematurely, if we see Oscar Piastri, for example, run away with it with 3 races still to go and he's won the title, that will not help its popularity. Although, in fairness, Max Verstappen winning it 4 times on the bounce in the last 4 seasons, that hasn't seemed to really hurt Formula One's popularity. A lot of the controversy around that has really helped. So, as long as the product is good and people are enjoying it, for lack of a better term, it's going to continue going great. But can this be sustained? Can it continue to grow like it has been doing? I want to hear what you guys have to say in the comments below. What do you think Formula One has to do? More of the same, or is there something they need to do differently? I'd love to see it go back to being free to air on television around the world, but realistically that is never going to happen from not only a revenue point of view, but also from kind of a PR point of view as well. Formula One, you know, it has a right, or at least it thinks it has a right, to be on these exclusive channels. So we'll have to see what happens there, guys. A guy can dream at the end of the day, but realistically, that's not going to happen. But yeah, your thoughts in the comments below. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you want to see more. It's a fantastic day wherever in the world today, and we'll see you very soon.